Welcome to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. You got Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, and yes, I am the Loan Arranger. Thanks for joining me here. I appreciate it for taking time out of your busy weekend to spend with me. It means a lot. We're going to cover a lot of things today, and I mean a lot of things because there's just a lot of stuff happening in the market that I think is important that you're aware of. So we're going to get right on to that. If you have questions for the Loan Arranger, don't ever hesitate to give me a call. I can be reached on my cell number in Tampa or Orlando. Tampa 813-213-4009 or Orlando at 407-706-3313. I am here. I'm available. If I'm on the air or with a client, I will call you back. So please leave a detailed message. This is not a call center line, folks. This is my phone number, my real phone number. So don't ever hesitate to leave me a call. I am here to make sure that I help each and every one of you and answer your questions exactly the way they should be answered in clear and concise language. So that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm going to do. And you can count on me for that information. So let's get started right away. First of all, if you are interested in purchasing or refinancing a home, I want to cover a lot of stuff for you. So first of all, what am I about and what sets me apart as a lender? So first of all, Cross Country Mortgage is a national lender. We are not a mortgage broker. We offer more loan programs than any lender out there. Guaranteed, there is not another lender that has more programs. Now, most of you are going to fit into standard categories like conventional FHA, VA, jumbo, but I have other programs that will meet the needs of many of you. Now, we service 90% of the loans that we close with relentless communication from start to finish. So what that means is if you go to a mortgage broker, your mortgage is going to be sold to all kinds of different companies once you close. They don't keep the loan because they can't even originate the loan. All they can do is take the application and then send it to a company like me. Well, you can skip the middleman and come right to me. I've been doing this for 35 plus years. I'm consistently ranked top 1% in the entire nation. I don't tell you that to brag, folks. I'm just a country boy. That's it. I'm really good at doing mortgages. I'm really good at client retention and customer care. And that's what most people really want. And then I've got a guarantee that sets me apart. So when you call me and you get pre-approved through my fast track loan program, I will help you negotiate your real estate transaction when you're out looking at property. Now, here's what I mean by that. If you don't win on an offer to buy a property, then I don't win. I'm not closing your loan if you keep making offers and losing them. So I'm going to help you negotiate that real estate transaction. And one of the things that I do that sets me apart is I will guarantee the seller that I will close your loan on the closing date, or I will pay them up to $500 per day that we miss the closing. Now, honestly, folks, do you think I'm going to miss your closing? I'm not going to miss the closing. So if you want somebody that's going to be there as an advocate for you and a national lender, which gives me the best possible pricing, best possible interest rates, lowest possible closing costs, and I can close in as little as 10 days, then you call the Loan Arranger. Orlando 407-706-3313 or Tampa at 813-213-4009. Or go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. All right, so let's do a little market update here. So rates are still hovering in the 5s to 6 ranges, okay? Depending on credit score, depending on the type of loan that you're getting. So interest rates have definitely come down a bit. And I'm going to talk about who should refinance and who shouldn't refinance in just a few minutes. But we're still finding that people think that if homeownership is out of reach. Well, listen, I've got down payment assistance programs. I've got specialty type programs. I've got first time home buyer programs. We will do everything we can to help you make it affordable, because the alternative is either living with your parents or renting. Now, renting is probably not as bad as living with your parents unless you're saving the money to buy a home. But here's the thing. What if interest rates were 10, 15% for houses right now? Would you buy? What if they were 100%? Would you buy? Of course you wouldn't. We all know you wouldn't. Do you know that you're paying 100% rate of interest because you're renting? There's no money going toward principal. There is no principal. You have nothing to show for it. You're a tenant on the planet. And I will say this, there is no such thing as a rich renter. They don't exist. Okay. So let me help you become a homeowner. And for those of you that are stuck with the 3.5% 30-year fixed rate, and now you don't want to buy because you don't want to pay today's interest rates, you are costing yourself money. Maybe there's a way that you can keep the house that you have and buy the new one. Maybe start building your wealth, buy real estate. Maybe you want to sell it. You don't want any headaches from renting a home. I will show you how to do that. And I can connect you with a real estate agent that will help you sell the home. Now, here's how that works. That's called the Loan Arranger Real Estate Rebate Program. Now, I know it's a mouthful, folks, but here's how it works. I will refer you to a vetted realtor that I have pre-vetted, meaning that I'm not just referring you to a realtor because they pay me money, because they don't. But here's what they do. I refer you to a guaranteed awesome agent in the area that you're looking to buy and sell in. That real estate agent will then, instead of paying me for the lead, they will give you 25% of their commission back in your pocket to offset prepaid escrows, closing costs, you name it. So it's a win-win and up to $10,000. So I can refer you to a vetted real estate agent in the area that you want to buy or sell in. You should absolutely call me on that because it is a win-win-win for you. Now, when you're out looking and searching for a home, I want to give you some strategies on how to properly purchase a home. A lot of people think I'm just going to offer this much on a house, and you just do it from your heart. You don't really have any factual data on what that house would really appraise for other than how much it's on the market for. Now, your real estate agent may run a few comparables for you to give you an idea of what other homes that are similar to that have sold for. I'm hoping your real estate agent did that. If they didn't, call me and I'll connect you with the better real estate agent. But you want to have a strategy. So, this is a good opportunity for you to understand this. I'm not just a mortgage lender, but I'm also a real estate investor. I own rental properties. I own commercial properties. I own because I knew it was smart for me to invest in real estate. Now, do I have all my money wrapped up in real estate? No, I'm a diversified investor and I'm going to be holding an investor class on tax strategies. So if you are a high net worth person or high income, I'm bringing on, and I'm trying to set this up for February 25th. I'm doing a tax strategy Zoom class for business owners and high income earners. Now, listen, your taxes you pay, folks, are your biggest expense. Taxes are our number one expense. So I want to talk to you about programs that I have to help self-employed people, but I also want to invite you to an event. Now, it's not on my website yet, but it will be on my website at We Bring You Home on my calendar page, and you'll be able to click on that. But I'm setting that up. I've got a CPA and a financial strategist going to be joining me. Now, these are folks that I use, that I recommend, and I recommend if you're a high net worth person or high income earner and your CPA is just a little boring, you may want to attend this Zoom seminar. It will be limited seats. So go to webringyouhome.com or call or text me at 407-706-3313 or Tampa at 813-213-4009 or go to webringyouhome.com. And soon I'll have that on the website and you can register for it right then and there. Now, maybe you're self-employed and you have a lot of write-offs. I had a client recently. He made about 500K a year. Okay, he did very well. But when I got his tax returns, he only really showed about $90,000 in income. Well, he wanted to buy a $750,000 house, but his income wasn't sufficient to purchase the home. So I said, Jared, here's what we can do for you. I've got a great self-employed bank statement program. You just give me your last 12 months worth of bank statements, and I average that income and I give you 50% of it. So if you're bringing in, you say 500,000, you said he was making 500 grand a year. And, on a monthly basis, that's 41,666 bucks. So I would then give him 20,000, almost $21,000 a month in income. So he looks at that and he goes, oh my God, that's so much easier. My bank turned me down. They laughed at my tax returns. And I said, it's not a problem here. So now we ran the numbers and the interest rate is only a little bit higher than conventional interest rates. It's going to be higher because you're not meeting Fannie Mae requirements. However, we did the math, and in his loan, it was about $5,500 per year more on a bank statement program than it was on a regular conventional program. So $5,500 a year really was about $458 per month that he'd pay extra. And he's like, Bruce, I'll pay you $5,500 a year over paying the IRS $125,000 a year, because that's what he would have paid in taxes if he declared his $500,000 a year income. Now, folks, if you're self-employed, hear me out. I don't broker this program. It's in-house. You don't have to worry about somebody else coming up with all kinds of rules. It's the easiest doggone self-employed bank statement program I've ever seen. So you call the loan arranger and I'll get you fixed up. Go to my website at webringyouhome.com, get your application called, or call my office as soon as you possibly can, and we'll schedule a Zoom meeting. My team will gather your docs, your bank statements, and we'll get you all set up. So having said that, now I got a lot more strategies to cover. So before I do that, I want to go over one more negotiating tip. So when I'm buying properties, folks, I don't negotiate off the sales price as much as you probably would. Well, why wouldn't I? I'm not a foolish buyer. Why wouldn't I negotiate off the closing costs? Off the purchase price, because I want the seller to pick up more closing costs for me. So on a bank statement program, I can get the seller to pay up to 6%. Now, will they pay 6%? It's all negotiable, folks. But I'll give you an example. On a $400,000 house with only 5% down, let's just take a conventional loan at 5% down. If you decided you wanted to offer the guy $390, well, that's $10,000 off the sales price. That'll save you about $60 a month. Or I would give you the $400 for the purchase price and you pay $10,000 toward my closing costs. Now, here's the difference. That $60 a month that you're going to pay extra saved you $10,000 up front. Do you know how many years it takes to break even on that? 13 years. So you're better off to keep more money in your pocket, get the seller to pay the closing costs. It is a better way to do it. So you have questions about that, you call me. I've got all kinds of strategies for you. My name is Bruce Woodburn. You can reach me now at 407-706-3313 or Tampa at 813-213-4009, or go to my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. When we come back, I'm going to go over more strategies. I'm going to go over homestead exemption and things that you've got to be prepared for 2026. And we're going to talk a little bit more about some events that I've got coming up. Stay tuned. I'll be right back with more of the Lone Ranger Show.